had like continuous improvement teams that were focused on how do we keep driving costs down for the product itself. Occasional initiatives about processes. How do we, every year or two get a task force together that kind of combs back through our processes and looks for where are we wasting time or where are we getting stuck.
I remember an initiative in GE when I was working there where we wanted to grow. And our chief growth officer was like, if you have to grow and work on new initiatives, you have to kill some old initiatives. So it was really, kind of eliminating things that were not as useful or not as impactful for the customer. Yeah. And then making space for things that are. So the innovation effectiveness, when I talk about it, it's about kind of eliminating those useless things that are not needed or are taking space from what can be useful resource or time. But it's also ensuring that the knowledge that has already been created is being adopted.
We present you the 5 mindsets that can help you bring change and enhance your abilities to catalyze innovation.
The other day you were talking about waste in organizations and how this helped you kind of start digging into what's going on.
And I'll just straight away give you some examples of some of the ways that we've seen misalignment between business strategy and the innovation efforts. Mm-hmm. Ideally, both should inform each other, but it doesn't, right? Another example is loss of knowledge transfer. So, you do some, learning and research in the R&D department, but by the time the idea goes to marketing, they come up with their own idea of what the consumer wants and who the consumer is, right?
So you have like scope creep and insight creep, right?
Yeah. And redundancy is another one. Redundancy in process. There are multiple people working on the same initiatives. Mm-hmm. Lack of cooperation internally, internal competition. So I've seen companies that have 4 different innovation departments. They're all competing for the best projects and working on redundant things, right? There's a lot of that happens, especially when there's pressure from the shareholders on growth and achieving a certain kind of quarterly, within the next 2 years or 3 years. Everyone is trying to fulfill those goals and this occurs. So it's really important to have people within to make sure that they're aligned with the overall intent and they're on the lookout for process issues, redundancy issues. Mm-hmm.
Who in an organization would you say is normally accountable for these sorts of things? Or is there a certain department, or is it a operations thing that's faulty, or where's the issue?
So I would say in the last 10 years, at least, I've seen emergence of some, against kind of siloed or specialized. Like now you'll see research ops. So there are operations people who are looking at inefficiency in research. There's design ops, dev ops, right? So there are these specific, but the problems I'm talking about are happening between these divisions. So I don't think there's anything by design that exists today where people are hired to do it. But the good news is you don't really need to hire from outside for such roles. These are things that people can do in their existing roles. It's a matter of identifying and making sure that across the organizations, you can pull together people, think about these 5 mindsets or the 5 kind of areas of improvement opportunities, sit together and see what can be done, what is going wrong, what are the inefficiencies, and then kind of responding to okay, what if we did this, right? So coming up with ideas to do that as a cross-disciplinary group in the company.
Please visit khojlab.com/workshop for more information.